Hey everyone, welcome back to the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel. Jenna Cottrell alongside Dan Fetes outside of Highmark Stadium here on Wednesday as the Bills are getting ready to face off against the Miami Dolphins. We are staring directly into the sun. So if you're wondering why we are squinting, that big ball of fire is right over there staring us in the face. If you like our content, including our Sun Talk, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate it. We went over 10,000 followers last week, so we really appreciate it. All right, Jenna, injury report coming off the bye. What do we know?
All right, yeah, so obviously we heard about Dawson Knox getting surgery on his hand last week. He was out on the sidelines, not practicing. He was not participating in practice today, but he had a bandage on his hand, pretty small bandage.
Pretty small bandage.
I was actually pretty surprised by that. You could see him kind of tossing around a football, something like that. We talked to Sean McDermott. He said he doesn't have a timetable for Dawson Knox, but some of the national reporters saying it's about 3 weeks that they expect Knox to be out.
Yeah, not a cast. I guess I expected a cast.
It was literally like a bandage.
Like a patch.
Yeah, like a bandage.
Yeah, so that's obviously must have been where he broke his hand. Wasn't this big cast.
Yeah.
The other surprise injury, Spencer Brown did not practice today on Wednesday with what Sean McDermott is calling a back injury.
Yeah, that was something that kind of surprised us. I wasn't expecting to really hear that. Obviously, a rookie tackle. He's been playing pretty well, so having him out, we're not sure exactly how long he will be out and what that means in terms of his injury and what that will mean for Sunday. But that was another guy that kind of popped up there. Cole Beasley was not out there at practice. He had a Veterans Day rest, but we didn't even see him.
No.
So that was someone else. But for the most part, I mean, this team they had that week to rest and relax, and I like to say refocus as well.
Yeah, Milano full go, so that's the big one. Obviously, Spencer Brown didn't play great in Tennessee or in Kansas City, but he was dealing with a knee injury before, then this thing just kind of popped up. So there. But as Jenna talked about refocusing, what was the vibe that you kind of felt today at practice? So a lot of players dancing around early. We know the Bills had a Halloween party over their bye week.
Yes.
Micah Hyde and his wife got first place. Josh Allen second place. Trey White third place.
Yeah.
For all the obviously the hard-hitting Big J journalism here. But the vibe coming back after the bye.
The vibes were great here. I will say also the weather certainly helps. Like it's late October and the sun is shining and we're sweating. So we're not going to complain about the weather. It's been a great day. But I actually thought of Jordan Poyer walking onto the field and he's like, what a day, what a day. And I think we got to talk to him after practice. He just spoke about the bye week was great. They had time to rest and they had time to kind of take some vacation, get their mind away from the game. But like Poyer was saying by Thursday, he's like, man, I was itching. I was ready to get back on the field. That's, of course, what you want to hear, but I firmly believe that that is the case. Even Josh Allen, he kind of was joking, like he would love to play football every week of the year type of thing. But I think that's important. The bye week is early for them. They will have 11 straight weeks before they hit the postseason. So that's a long
Could be more if they don't get a bye.
Yeah, exactly. So there's things, So things like that you have to think about. But I think, the bye came at an interesting point because of how last year was. The bye, they had the Hail Mary loss right before they had a week off. They had a loss right at the end of game in Nashville. So I think this team has kind of used what they learned from a year ago, a lot of these veteran guys. But I think the team is ready for this second half of the season. Even though it's technically not the second half. We're going to call it the second half because the Bills have had their bye.
It's post-bye. And I think what we asked the team a lot was, how did you handle it? What makes this team feel like they can bounce back like they did last year and go on a run? And they kind of said, we're all pros. And Sean McDermott was asked, how does he decompress? How does he turn his brain off? And he was like, I don't really. It's like in the off season. And I thought that was a great answer. He's like, when you're passionate about something, you can't really turn your brain off. Stephon Diggs said the same thing. We asked him how he got over the Tennessee loss, and he said, a little bit of wine. So I thought that was perfect Stephon Diggs vibes. And I think they have the right mindset. I think they have the right mentality. I think it's also nice the fact that they didn't have to answer questions right after the loss. That they were able to get away.
Yeah. I also think the thing that stuck out to me was Jordan Poyer talking about the maturity of this team and how, guys know it is a long season. And we hate the cliches so much.
He's good at them.
He's so good. But I truly think he means them.
Yeah.
But he's like, this is a week-by-week type of league, and I think we have seen that with the way things have gone, and we know that. But at the same point, I think those mature leaders in the room, and he said he's noticed that, from early on with this organization and Sean McDermott, and the way that McDermott coaches and preaches, you're going to get the same every week, and I think that's important in terms of messaging. Yeah,
especially they talk, that's the big cliche I feel like this year more than anything. Not only trusting the process, but it's a week-to-week league. And speaking of the week-to-week league, the Bills coming off a loss, facing the Miami Dolphins, a team they've beat 6 straight times, a team that is riding a 6-game losing streak, a team that just can't seem to get anything right. But the Bills weren't backing down from the sense of taking them lightly by any means. I thought they praised the Dolphins today more than they've ever praised an opposing team in recent memory for me. They said how great Tua looked, how he looks different. He looks more confident post his injury.
Yeah.
Sean McDermott, I think he was asked by somebody, what makes them, are they a dangerous team because they've lost 6 in a row? And he goes, just look at their roster. Like I
mean, I will say,
I don't know if it's pandering. It could be plenty of pandering. That's fine. But there was a lot of complimenting this 1-6 Dolphins team.
Yeah, well, I think when you look at their record, they also talked about how this team was very close to being 4-3.
Which is what you say about all bad teams.
Yeah, no, I agreed. I don't think we never expected the Dolphin season to start like this.
Correct.
They do have talent. Things have fallen apart. Tua, though, if you looked at the box score from on Sunday, like he had 4 touchdowns. That was a career day from him. I think also, too, it being a division game, they're always going to have the utmost respect. I think you have to.
Yeah.
But at the same point, yeah, I mean, this is a Dolphins team that the Bills have taken care of. But when you look at the other side of the coin, Miami is desperate. They are hungry. Maybe the wheels have essentially already fallen off, but at the same point, like, I don't know. I mean, the Bills beat them 35-0 earlier in the season.
Knocked Tua out. That game was never really close. The Bills didn't even play that well. It was 35-0. That was back in week 2 when the team still was kind of trying to get their feet back underneath them. The offense wasn't going yet. And they were asked kind of about the game plan. They're never going to talk about the game plan with us, but just the sense of they blitzed so much of Jacoby Brissett.
Super aggressive, yeah.
And how they handle this. And they know, like, these teams obviously know each other well. Stephon Diggs said they're going to see man coverage. That's absolutely what they're going to see with Xavier Howard. So I just think that this goes back to that cat and mouse game. And I do agree with what you're saying, Jenna. They are a hungry team. I just don't know if they have the dogs to even compete with this Bills roster.
I mean, no, I agree. I mean, the Bills are 13.5-point favorites, as they should be. I always think, though, like, look, Sean McDermott is 4-0 after coming out of the bye. Like, I firmly believe the Bills are going to win this game. I don't think it's going to be close. But I could also imagine if I'm Sean McDermott, I am talking about how desperate this team is because you need to have your guys prepared because while this team is incredibly talented, including the Bills, we've learned in the NFL that every week is weird. I mean, the Titans lost to the Jets. Like things, if you don't come out prepared, you can get punched in the mouth. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but I'm saying on alternate levels that you just have to be prepared and you have to have that motivational edge. And I think all these guys have that going into Sunday.
Yeah, I think that this is a get-right game.
Yes.
I think this is a game that you want to start out hot, kind of cruise, not have a pressure, not have any stressful drives here to be like, oh, they got to score because the Dolphins have cut it within 3. This is a get-right game. Have the more pressure. Obviously, AJ Epinesa was obviously dominant, had 9 pressures against the Dolphins the last time they played. He didn't play against Tennessee. He was inactive. I think this is a game that he needs to get right. So.
Oh, I completely agree. This is going to be a Josh Allen AFC Offensive Player of the Week post this week.
If you're a data guy, odds are he's done it every single season he's played against them. At least one time he's been named the AFC Offensive Player of the Week. He didn't get it back in week 2. Strong odds that that they could do it this week.
Crunching the numbers, it looks pretty good.
Tons of coverage throughout the rest of the week. On Thursday, we have our Buffalo Plus live show on Facebook.
It's so bright.
So bright. We will have tons more coverage as well. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. A podcast was we already put up. Tons of content. We appreciate your support throughout this entire season. We'll have plenty more throughout the rest of the week as the Bills get ready to host the Dolphins as 13.5-point favorites. For Jenna Cottrell, I'm Dan Fetes. Thanks so much for watching.